sit ball session. On the top of the ball, I want to be in a seated position. So you want your feet hip distance apart. You want your heels placed underneath your knees, and then your hands just hanging down by your thighs. So we're going to get a little bit of movement in our spine first of all. We want to draw the shoulder blades back and drop the ribs ever so slightly down. Coming into our pelvic tilt, you're just going to push your bottom back and then tuck your tailbone under. So I'll just move my arms so you can see. We're just getting that movement in our lower back first of all. And as you're moving your lower back, you're just trying to keep the shoulders nice and still, the shoulders relaxed. And as you tuck under your bottom, you're breathing out and drawing your belly button back towards your spine. So you are okay with your hands here. I'll just move my arms so you can see the position of the back. So I'm going to do a couple more tilts, using the out breath and drawing the belly button in. And breathing out through your mouth. And then in the centre, imagine you have a belt here around your ribs. So everything from your hands and above stays still. And you're going to draw circles with your hips. You're going to tuck the tailbone under as you come forward. And you're going to push the tailbone back and feel the arch come into your lower back. Now try not to let the shoulders start to roll around. The more you keep the ribs and above still, the more you just bring that movement through your lower back and you start to activate those deeper core muscles. Really work on your tuck as you come forward. So you want to feel that mild stretch in your lower back. This time you're going to change direction. So from the centre, take it the opposite way around. Can't win with her. If I lock her out, she wants to be in. If I lock her in, she wants to be out. And a couple more in this direction, sorry. Keep lengthening and pulling the crown of your head up towards the ceiling. And then you're going to rest in the middle. So from the centre, keep your weight evenly placed through both feet. And you're just going to gently come into a side bend, into the centre, and then over to the other side. Now you want to make sure that your ball doesn't roll from side to side. You're just going to keep the hips as centred and as still as possible. Your ear coming towards your shoulder. And get that sensation that you're reaching down to the floor. But again, you're feeling that your weight's even in both feet the whole way through. You're keeping a little tuck under with the bottom. And then from here, you can either keep your hands down by your sides, or you can bring your fingers to your temples, taking your elbow towards the hip, tall in the centre, and then over to the other side. Breathing in as you ease down with the elbow, and breathing out to lengthen. Just stretch a little further, just simply place your left hand to the ceiling, into the middle, and then over to the opposite side. Now again, you're trying to avoid the ball rolling from side to side. Got plenty of time to rock and roll about on the ball later. Try and really lift your ribs up off your hips. Once more each side. And then we're going to bring a little bit of rotation into our spine. So both hands down. Roll the shoulders back and pull the shoulder blades into the back of the ribs. Keep the shoulder blades drawn down as you lift your arm. Then you're going to draw your right arm back and then your left arm back. So again, we're trying to keep the hips still, so all the rotation stays in your spine. You're breathing in through your nose to pull back and out through the mouth to come forward. Now you can keep the arm straighter, but just keeping the elbow soft. Or if that makes you feel a little bit too wobbly, you can just simply keep the elbow really close to your ribs. Try and keep the shoulders relaxed away from the ears. And then see if you can let your nose follow your thumb. Little breath in as you pull the arm back. And out breath to come into centre. And one more each side. And we're going to find a little bit more balance. But still staying sat down. Hands just by your side, so you're almost holding the ball. So it's lift your right heel, then straighten your right leg. Then bring your toe down and your heel down. Now without letting your body rock, left heel, squeeze the thigh, toe to floor, and heel down. So your breath really helps. If you breathe in to prepare, and then breathe out to straighten your leg, breath in and foot down. Breathe out to extend. And a breath in to release. So when you're extending your leg, you're trying not to tilt back into your pelvis. You've got that constant feeling of drawing the crown of your head up towards the ceiling. And if you fix your eye gaze, that should help keep your balance. And then once you've got your balance, we're going to add in the arms. So your last one on your left leg, and then you're going to rest here. Both hands in line with the shoulders. Just your heel first, it lifts, and then it lowers, and then the opposite heel. Now you can stay with the heel lift, or you can come into your leg extension. Breathing out, just squeeze the thigh, and a breath in to release. Now again, you want to keep the bottom tucked under to keep the hips still. And breathe out strongly through the mouth. And a slow breath in, gently down. So again, you're trying to keep the trunk of the body as still as possible as you work through the arms and the legs. So you should start to feel that core connection as you're moving. And once more with your left leg. And then stop. Bring your hands down. So shuffle your heels back. And this one I want to be really, really careful of. So your feet are hip distance apart. Heels are almost touching the ball. And your hands on your thighs. All you do is lean forward and keep your back straight. Push into the heels and just slightly lift your bottom off the ball, but not coming out of contact with your ball. And then sit back and shoulders above hips. So your back's long, weight through the heels. Don't lift off the ball, try to stay in a really deep squat position. And then ease back. Hands can either stay on your thighs, or with your out breath, arms to shoulder height. And then an in-breath, slowly down. As you breathe out, draw the abdominals in. And a slow, easy breath in. Now we're going to scissor the arms. So at the top, you're holding your squat. Keep the bottom in contact with the ball. Keep the spine in neutral position. And then lower back onto your ball. So it's a little hinge forward. Push through both heels. Keep the bottom touching the ball and keep the spine really still as you work through your arms. Just start to feel the quads warming up a little. Now at the bottom, just retuck the tailbone a little and try and maintain that tuck as you rise. And that's the squat position we're looking for each time. 2 more should just about warm up your thighs. Little tuck in at the chin. Keep drawing the tailbone gently down towards the ball and then ease down slowly. One last time. Arms nice and long. And then you're going to hold in the middle, put your weight in your heels and push up to standing. I'm quite glad my ball's a lot lighter than the one we use at the club. So this should be a little bit easier. We're going to come to our squats next. You can have your ball just in front of your chest, but you're going to take your feet wider than your hips. Your toes turn out to a diagonal, and once you're there, a little tuck under the bottom, you're going to breathe in, lower into a squat. We're going to twist to our right, to the centre, to the left, to the centre, and then we rise. Now, as we turn through the upper body, we're trying to keep the knees stacked over the heels. We're trying to keep the chest nice and high. And you're letting your head turn with the ball, so that rotation comes through your neck and through your spine. Now the breath is in, out to twist, into centre. Out to twist, into centre, and breathe out to rise. Really wide with the knees. Strong tuck under with the tailbones. As you twist, you're not allowing your legs to move. And every time you rise, you're going to push down through both heels evenly. And again, squeeze the bottom. 4 more. So if you feel that your legs start to turn as you twist with the ball, don't twist as far with the ball. Try and keep your chest in line with the ball. And keep breathing. Let the head turn. Keep the crown of the head pulled up towards the ceiling. Squeeze the bottom. One last time. And then you can rest in the middle. You can bring your legs in. Definitely shake them out. We're going to bring the ball onto the floor for our lunges. And you're going to come quite close to your ball. So your shins are almost touching the ball. Hands lightly on the top of the ball. And bring your weight forward so your heart's sat between your hands. Your right leg, we're going to stride back. Lower the back knee, bring the shoulders above the hips so your eye gaze is forward, and then push out the front heel and lift your leg. Now, it doesn't need to be a very big lift. You can just hover it off the ground. You're trying to keep the weight evenly placed through both hands. You're breathing in to sink the knee, and you're breathing out to come forwards. You're trying to pull the shoulders back above the hips every time you're at the bottom of your lunge. You're wishing you just hadn't had liver and sausage and onions for your dinner. Try and use the in-breath to sink. Now feel the weight in that front heel and push the heel into the ground. And see if you can bring your leg all the way up in line with the hip. And your eye gaze just comes forward of your toes. Now in your next one, hold it at the top. From here, you're going to bring your knee in and then push back and extend the leg. So you're going to breathe in, knee bends, out to push. Keeping your standing knee soft, keeping your belly drawn up towards the back, and keeping the hands nice and light the whole way through. 4 more. Lengthen all the way through the crown of your head. Nice long straight back. Once more. And then you can bring your leg down. Step in. Forgotten how much those hurt. Other side when you're ready. So from here the shoulders are just drawing back. Your weight comes forward and your shins come close. So your left leg this time. Find your lunge, bring the shoulders above the hips, so you're stretching here, and then pushing out the heel and coming forward. Breathing in to sink, and then breathing out with a lift. As you come forward, try and look past your ball. Option to keep the back foot just hovering, and just work with your balance as you get stronger. You might be able to lift a little higher. You get braver maybe. Now feel the weight in your right heel. Drive down with the right heel. Hold the shoulders right back above the hips. So you want that full range into your lunge every time. 2 more. We're going to come into that little donkey kick next. So this time at the top, you're going to hold. You're going to bring your knee to the ball and then push back. So you're standing knee soft. If you need less, you can just bring the knee in, tap, in, tap. Or from there, you can kick the leg all the way back up. Keep gently drawing the abdominals inwards, so you're drawing your belly button up towards the spine. Try and peer just over the front of your ball. And your last 3 on this leg. And 1 to finish. And then step down and step in. Give your legs a little shake. Right, some cross-leg lunges to stretch out the hips with a shoulder press. So you have your ball here on your chest. You're going to come into your cross-leg lunge and push the ball up to the ceiling. Now, I don't have a very high ceiling, so my push won't be very big. So what we're going to do again is start with our right leg leading. Let me tip it that way. I need 2 hands, there we go. So your right leg is going to come back and across, shoulders above hips, and then extend and lift the leg. Breathing in
out with a lift. And you should almost fully extend the arms. I just can't, it's the height of the ceiling. But nice and slowly sink into the back knee and then push out the front heel. And again, stretch a little further back and a little further across if you can. And under here. And 2 more to the top. And then you're going to hold at the top. You're going to bring your ball down to your thighs and lower your leg. And from here, you're just going to simply lift the leg and the ball. So you're going to draw the shoulders down to the back of the ribs. And as your right foot lifts, keeping your toes pointing forwards. Left knee nice and soft. And breathing out through the mouth every time the ball comes up in line with your shoulders. 3 more. And again, at any point you need to rest, feel free. And step down. Shake your left leg. Right, so I'm going to stretch out that left leg with our cross-leg lunge. Just give your shoulders a little roll, ball back to chest, left leg this time. Step down, extend the arms fully. I can't, got low ceiling, which means my shoulders don't have to work as hard as yours. Now again, as you're in that lunge every time, try and make sure the shoulders stay above the hips. So always trying to work with a nice posture, nice upright back. Keeping the back of the neck nice and long. And every time you're rising, you're pushing out of your front heel. Finding your balance if you're ready. And really smooth on the way down. Bracing your core on the way up. And your last one, holding at the top. Bring the ball and the legs down. And let's have the lift. So your ball just comes in line with the chest. Your shoulder blades are pulling down to the back of the ribs. Relaxing your right knee just a little. And tucking under with your tailbone. Now try to let the shoulders rise up towards the ears. Strong out breath. Slow in breath. And 2 more. Keeping your toes pointing forward as that leg lifts. And stopping. I'll give you a bum with a rub. Okay, let's work our way down onto the floor. We're going to stay at the bottom and we're going to work with some bridges. So you have your ball fairly close. What we're going to do from here, as we lie down, we're going to have both feet on the ball with your feet hip distance apart. Now you want your hands just by your hips. First of all, we want stability through our shoulders now up and back. So we pull the shoulders down to the back of the ribs and we drop the rib cage gently down. Now the knees are hip distance apart and your feet are almost flat on the ball. Your knees are over your hips to begin. When you're ready, you're going to push through both heels, drive the hips up and then gently ease back down. Now try and push evenly into both feet. So when you lift the hips, you're making sure the ball isn't rocking from side to side. You might push through your stronger side, which is going to make the ball roll off to the side. So just before you rise, weight in both feet. Push into the heels and then squeeze to the top with the bottom. Breathe in, roll down through the back. And then breathe out, extend through your hips. So you've got the hands here. That's helping a little bit with your balance. So if you want to make it just a little bit harder, hands across your chest, and you've definitely got to get the weight even in both feet. Press down through the heels. Ease down gently. And don't rush, just lots of really controlled, slow movement. You'll start to feel your hamstrings. If your ball's rolling away, keep it nice and close to the bottom. Extend through the hips by squeezing your glutes here. Still got your balance. You might want to try your arms up here. And then if you've still your balance, you might want to hold at the top and take a little pull over with the arms. Then bring them back over your shoulders and then lower down. So lots of options. You've got 3 left to work with, whichever one you choose. And don't rush, which means you have to do more. Good work. Look, stop. And one more time. Weight even through both feet. Keep squeezing the bottom. And then ease down. Stretch out both legs. And just pull one leg back. Try and squeeze the front of your thigh so you're getting stretched behind the back of your knee. And then gently draw your toes in, so you just take it into your calf. And then the other side when you're ready. So opposite leg lifting. Squeeze it through the front of your thigh. Press down to the bottom. Gently flex your foot so you're drawing your toes in. You get that right into the back of the knee by making that leg just a little straight if it feels okay. And then you can rest. Both legs down. Liz, this one will be fine for you if you've got a smaller ball. So what we're going to do is do some ball lifts. So we're going to bring the ball right in towards our bottom and right into the back of your legs. Have a look at my feet. If you try and grip the ball like this, it will just fall away. It will just almost shoot away. So you want to point your toes so your heels dig into the ball. And when you lift, you're keeping your toes pointed so you can lift the ball off the floor. So find your position. Just feel a grip of the ball first. Don't flex your feet. Dig your heels in and point your toes away. Now, the shoulders are relaxed. Chin's nodded in, and we focus on our lower abdominals. We're going to breathe in to prepare, and with the out breath, we're just drawing the knees in towards the chest, and a slow breath in, just hovering your ball off the floor. Now, when you draw your knees in, you'll feel your lower back goes down towards the mat, and as you lower your legs, try and keep the lower back in towards your mat. So you've got a stronger brace here, and you're resisting the back lifting as your legs lower. You're breathing in to lower the ball down. Now you're breathing out and pulling it back into the centre. Now if you're quite flexible through your lower back, you might want to try and lift the bottom off the ball and then roll down slowly. Vertebrae by vertebrae, and then knees back above the hips. Now when you lift, try not to tense the shoulders. So you must keep the shoulders relaxed. And let the movement roll through the back and try and place each vertebrae down one at a time. Breathe in here, breathe out as you pull back, out through your mouth. Breath in here, and then breathe out to roll back down. And again, if you find it difficult to lift all the way up, it's fine, just stay here and stay with that work through your lower abdominals. If you want to work a little bit harder, arms reach back over your head. And again, if you're going for the lift, relax the arms, relax the shoulders, and roll back down through your spine, one vertebrae then the next. Use the out breath for the lift. A breath in here, and the out breath to roll back down. Let's go for 2 more. Keeping the chin nodded in, the shoulders and the neck relaxed. And one last time. And then we'll do a little bit of work for our arms next. Let the tummy have a little rest. Although we'll still be doing some work. Rest down. Oh, let's have a roll over. We're going to do tricep press-ups on the ball. So when we're doing the exercise on the ball, the deep muscles that create stability have got a lot more work to do. And that's going to be no different than the muscles now around your shoulders and the backs of your arms. Have a quick look first. When we come into our tricep press-up position, we want to keep the back long and our tailbone tucked. So once you've got your tuck and you've engaged your abdominals, when you come into your tricep press-ups, it's your elbows you're bending rather than your back. You don't want to let the chest drop. So once you're here and your knees are hip distance apart, squeeze the bottom, Pull the shoulder blades back and both hands are just in line with your shoulders. Bend your elbows so your elbows just slide by the ribs. Stay here and then push out the heel of the hands. Again, keep the back really long so you're staying tall. Pause and then push back out the heel of the hand. Breathe in through your nose and then out through your mouth. And you just want your elbows to come in line with your shoulders. You want to keep drawing the shoulder blades down to the back of the ribs. So you're feeling really strong through the shoulders, really long through the back, and really strong through your core. Breathe in through the nose. Keep tucking under the bottom. Push the ball away. Feeling the arms yet? You can do plenty more, don't worry. But for me, I think another 2 just might get me there. One last time. So your last one, easing forward, a little pause, and then a strong push back. Slightly different this time. You're going to come down onto your forearms, so your ball rolls forward, hips, shoulders, knees in line. And this time you're going to pull back and straighten the arms at the top. So let your weight come onto your forearms, onto your elbows. Pause, squeeze the bottom, and then pull back when you're ready. Try not to let the shoulders collapse. Just really strong through the back. Pause once you're here. Use the out breath, pull back, and arms back under your shoulders. You're breathing in through the nose when you come forward. Back's long, core tight. And you're breathing out and pulling back. And you've only got 3 left again. If you need to rest at any point, take a rest. And again, when you come forward, you're looking for that plank-like position where your knees, your hips, and your shoulders are all in line here. Once more. And use the out breath. And have a rest. We're going to come over the top of the ball next and bring some work back into our legs, our hamstrings, and our glutes. You've got to wish one of them sausages. We're going to come over the top of the ball. And what we're going to do from here is just have the hands under our shoulders. And you're going to walk slightly forward so your thighs are resting on the ball and your legs are straight. Drawing the belly button up towards the back so your back's nice and long. We're just going to flex both feet, draw the heels into the bottom, and then point your toes out. Keep the shoulders right over the heels of the hands. Again, you're flexing your feet here, and then you're pointing your toes on the extension. You're trying to keep the front of your thighs just above your knees lifted off the ball, so you're not letting the leg drop down. You're keeping the tailbone tucked under, and you're keeping that really long straight back the whole way through. This is nice and easy. Right, what we're going to do this time, as you bend your knees, keep the heels up to the ceiling. Lower the knees and then push the heels up. So you're squeezing the bottom, pressing the heels up towards the ceiling. And again, it might not be a very big lift, but you want to feel that you're physically squeezing the bottom to send the heels up. 4, 3, 2, and your last one. Legs straight. Bring your elbows onto the ground. Lower your toes so your bum's pointing up in the air. And then you're just going to squeeze both legs up and down. Now when you squeeze your legs up, try not to let your back arch. You want to keep your tummy drawn in. So when you're moving your legs, nothing else should move from above your hips. Squeeze the thighs so the legs are nice and straight. Keep the shoulders right over the elbows. And then we're going to do some little arches. So you can take your legs out wide, tap your toes, and then pull the legs back in. You're going to breathe out with a lift and into center. And again, squeeze through the bottom. Keep gently drawing up through the belly. And again, if you like me, just start to drift back a bit, just push your weight forward so the elbows stay right underneath your shoulders. And 2 more. And 1 more there and back. Then you're going to stay in the middle. Legs are lifted, lower one leg, and then scissor the legs. Keep pressing through the elbows, you're nice and strong through the shoulders. And swings on fire. Draw belly button up towards the back. Keep breathing strongly through your nose. 4 more each side. If you need to rest, rest. Last 2 each side. And then bring your feet down and tuck under your toes. Press your weight back to your heels. Lift the elbows, straighten the arms. Keep gently pressing back into your heels to get a nice big stretch. Right down the back of your calves. Maybe right at the back of your thighs. Cool. And then let's have a lie down back on the floor. So when you're ready, we can come back to a lying position. Got plenty of time for torture still. So we're just going to do a nice simple pull-over to begin with. And we're going to focus on how we work through our upper abdominals to keep the rib cage still. We're going to use the ball for a little bit of extra resistance. And you're going to bring the ball just above your shoulders to begin with. Leave the feet for now on the floor. Draw the shoulder blades into the back of the ribs and nod the chin in. Now feel like your ribs gently pull down towards your hips, but the shoulders stay pressed down on the ground as well. Now without letting your ribs move, as you breathe in, just take the arms back. Keep the arms straight and you don't want to feel like your ribs have popped here. So it's a slow breath in through the nose, stretching out through the arms, pausing, and then breathing out to come back into the centre. So you're just trying to notice how still you can keep the trunk of your body. Gently nod the chin in so the neck's nice and long. Keep gently drawing the ribs towards your hips. And then, after this one, you can add in your legs too. So we're going to bring the knees up above the hips. If you need less, you can just slide the leg out and then back into the centre. A little harder, starting with both knees at 90 degrees. You're going to imprint your back to the floor, and again, your job is to keep your back still. One leg extends as your arms reach back with an in-breath, and you might just be to here, and the out-breath back into your start position. Try and make sure your knee stops directly above the hip rather than the belly. And that's going to keep a lot more work in your lower abdominals. And they're definitely shaking. Slow with the in-breath. Pause. Strong with the out-breath. Take your mind to your lower back. Is your back staying down on the floor as you go into your extension? If you get to the point where that back's lifted, you've gone too far. You need to just take it to the point where there's no movement through your spine. And that way you're starting to strengthen your core muscles to keep the spine really strong and still. If you want to go deeper, your foot can come towards the ground. We're going to breathe in through the nose, flex the foot, out through the mouth, knee back above the hip. 2 more each side. Think about the ribs. Keep those ribs down. Try and get a little bit longer if you can without the back lifting. 1 more each side. It's a nice stretch, but it's hardcore exercise at the same time. Oh. Bring the feet down. Place your ball on your thighs. Take your feet a little further away. So have the arms straight to begin with, and all you're going to do is crunch, push the ball to the tops of the knees, and then roll back down. So you're just rolling your ball up your thighs. You're going to breathe in here. When you're ready, out breath, push forward, and then in breath, roll back down. And you might feel you could just push to here, and then back to here. You want to try and keep the chin tucked in, so your eye gaze is on the ball. You're trying to maintain a neutral position, so that when you lift, it's your ribs pushing towards your hips. If you can, then continue to lift, come all the way up into seated, and then gently roll the ball back down. Breathe out through the mouth, keep the arms straight, and then tuck under your bottom and try and place each vertebrae down as gently as you can. I don't know if Steve's locked in upstairs or something. Keep hearing banging, he's either fixing something or he's locked in. We've not got too long left to wait. Sure he'll have screamed by now if he didn't need, didn't it? Oh, how's that feeling in the tummy? As you rise, think about squashing your ribs down towards your hips first. Chin in, pull your ribs forward, and then push it with the ball. And let's do 2 more. And in your next one, you're going to stay at the top. And you're going to stay here. You're going to take your ball and go about 1/3 of the way back with your tailbone tucked under. Your ball is going to touch to your right and then over to your left. Now try and get your weight evenly placed through both feet. Sorry, I've got to put that on silent. Nobody ever rings me unless I'm teaching a class. Typical, isn't it? Now try and let the head turn. If you feel your knees are rocking from side to side, tuck under your tailbone more. Just make your movement a little bit smaller. Now see if you can make your arch a little bit bigger. So you're lifting the ball up and over the thighs. And if you need less, you can have a rest. You can make the movement smaller. Or you can just add a leg extension. So the leg you turn towards, you can extend from your thigh. You're going to breathe in as you ease the ball down, out with a lift. 2 more each way if you can. And again, just simply rest if you need to. I think that includes me too. Or not. Last one to the back. And then rest. We're going to come on to all 4s again over the top of the ball. Oh no, we're not. I'll save that for next week. I think you need to stretch out your legs. Let's come into a kneeling position at the side of the ball. And you have your ball to your left hip. Roll the shoulders, get rid of any tension, and then bring your left leg forward. Now you might feel if you're tight with your hamstrings, when you bring your left leg forward, your hips will turn that way. So ease the leg back and try and bring your right hip so it's square to the front. Now, you can gently draw your toes back, but you're going to push your bottom towards the back of the room. If that hip's dropped back again, imagine you've got a little sticker on there, right on the hip bone, and you're trying to square it up so your sticker, your hip bone is pointing forward. Then push the bottom back like you're trying to lengthen all the way down the back of your knee, all the way down the back of your thigh. And then you can bring the ball a little further forward, left arm straight, then bring your right arm across. Push your ball. You can't work out which corner you're pushing to. That one. And keep pushing the hips back at the same time. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, you can just let your head come down between the arms, make the arms nice and long. And then when you're ready, very slowly, just roll the ball back, just back to the side of the hip. Stay where you are, I'm just going to turn sideways on. You're going to now bend your front knee and let the heel come over the knee and let this back hip sink. Try and gently tuck under with the tailbone and then lift the front of the ribs up and then let your hip drop a little further if it feels okay. Again, you're still trying to square your pelvis. Big breath up into the ribs and out breath, drop down to the hips. That feels rather nice. Making sure that front knee just stays stacked over the heel. And then when you're ready, just a little pull back and change sides. So start with the left leg, right leg this time. So ball by the hip, right leg forward. And again, square your hips. So your head lights, your hip bones. facing forward. Then think about lengthening. So you're almost trying to pull your sit bone away from the back of your knee. You might feel the hips move out of position. I want you to think about your form. Keep the pelvis still. Push the bottom back. Keep it really, really square. And if your foot's rolled out, try and turn your toes up to the ceiling and keep your left hip square. Do not let that hip drop back. Then when you're holding all that in position, bring your ball forward, arm is straight, and then your left arm comes across, and you're going to push your way to a diagonal. Squeeze right up through the front of the thigh, and keep pushing back into your bottom. You can let the head come slightly down between the arms. And again, lots of breath in. Use the out breath so you can push a little further with the ball and push back with your bottom at the same time. And then you can just ease back into the centre when you're ready. So bring the ball back by the hip. Keep your foot where it is and just bend the front knee. Let that front knee slide forward and let your back hip drop. And then with the in-breath, lift the chest. And the out-breath, just let the hips sink. So a nice stretch right down the front of the hip area here. You might feel that knee collapsing outwards. So again, just stack it over the heel. Keep squaring the hips, lifting your ribs. Keep smiling, keep breathing, you're almost there. One more breath in, and as you breathe out, just let the hips drop a little further. Better go let him out, or wherever he's locked in, I don't know. When you finish, ease off. Put both hands on your front thigh, take a little lean forward, and just step your feet in. From here, just a little release through your back, so you might bring your elbows to your thighs, tuck your chin, so darling, and draw your belly up towards your back. I think you're scared of the big ball. And then when you're ready, just roll up through the spine, chin tucks in so the head lifts, and the shoulders take a roll back. Nice big circle through the arms, and then pull your hands back just behind your bottom. So you want to rest your hands just on the top of your bottom, squeeze the elbow in, and then lift the chest up. And just releasing right across the chest and the front of the shoulder. You don't like it? What's up, darling? That's what I'm getting you. And then when you're done, just release the arms. Again, give them a quick roll. Give yourself a clap, ladies. Well worked.